Well, we may not have gotten out of camp early enough to get up this climb before the sun hits us, but honestly, this time of day, when the temps are in the 50s, a little bit of sunshine doesn't feel so bad. Bigger problem right now is that my legs are still tired.
We're Chris and Hillary, and we've been traveling through a remote part of southern Mexico, sleeping in our tent and eating mostly the food we can carry along the way.
The route has been harder than we expected, and we're ready for a shower and a good meal.
We could head straight back towards Oaxaca City, but we want to explore a little more of this high valley, which is considered one of the cradles of civilization.
So instead of turning left towards the city, we turn right towards the ancient site of Mitla. Yeah. Despite passing greenhouse after greenhouse growing food, we can't find lunch. We plan on getting tacos, but the taqueria on our map doesn't seem to exist. And none of the shops are open in this town. Everything's closed. That was a bust.
Beans and tortillas it is for us again. But we didn't find the taqueria, and we didn't even find beans and tortillas to replace them. But we did find, what is it?
Tejate. It's corn, cacao, mamey, and rosita. It's refreshing and feels fairly substantial.
The stuff floating on top is cocoa butter. It's not the most photogenic snack, but it is delicious.
So we're gonna try to power up and over the rest of this climb and see if there's something more to eat on the other side. I don't think that we've gone a day of riding here without seeing at least a few agave fields. One of the things Oaxaca is known for is Mezcal, and we haven't actually had any yet, but we're passing through an area especially well known for its Mezcal and its mezcalerias, so we had to take a quick detour and get a tour. There was like a international distributor or like a big Mezcal distillery that we had popped our head in, and it felt like they didn't want to give us the time of day.
Yeah.
So just a little ways further down the road, there was a little tiny one. The host was super kind and generous with his time and gave us our own little personal tour. The pile of dirt is the conical oven. You make a fire in the morning.
Yes.
You burn wood until it's just the coals.
Yes.
And then you put...
We ready and we put all of the that we harvest this morning. We put it inside.
To roast.
4 or 5 days we're gonna take it out and it's gonna taste like this. You can chew it.
It's so good.
Yeah, I love that flavor. What does it taste like? Tequila without the bite or the burn?
Or like almost molassesy.
Yeah.
I would just eat this.
Yeah, it's really good.
Then the roasted agave gets smashed by a donkey pulling this stone. Then the pulp is transferred into these vats to ferment for a week or so. After that, it's put into these giant copper stills, which get heated over a fire so that the alcohol turns into a gas, which then flows through this tube and condenses inside copper coils cooled by this giant vat of water, and then collected. It's pretty cool. The place that we visited, it's called Mi Gusto Es, and you can only buy it here or in California. So if you're in California and you see Mi Gusto Es Mezcal, give it a try. That looks nice.
Except for that taste of roasted agave, we still haven't found any food. So it's off to Mitla to check into our hotel and head out to find some dinner.
We find a spot near the old church, and we both order mole negro, which just means black sauce. It's made with a mixture of chilies, chocolate, and other spices, and it's usually served with chicken and tortillas or other protein. This smells like the best thing I've ever smelled. It looks terrible in the camera. That's some impressive bell going on. Nice. Get it all in there.
It feels like it's too good. It shouldn't be allowed to be dinner.
There's nothing like it. So we're walking past one of the most unique archaeological sites in Mexico, and unfortunately the timing doesn't work out for us to go there right now.
Tomorrow morning we're heading further up valley to see something that we're really excited about. We need to get an early start before things get too hot.
But we will be back just the day after tomorrow. We're heading out of Mitla, the town where we spent the night in a hotel. And we just haven't gotten enough of climbing into the mountains. On the other side of these mountains are massive white cliffs that have developed over millennia into something resembling a petrified waterfall. We're planning to camp there tonight, but first we have a 2,000-foot climb.
At the bottom, these dogs decide it's a good day for a walk.
Good luck on your trip, pal. Stay safe.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Adios. So we made it to the top.
We still got these dogs.
I thought there was a chance that they would hang out at the top, but then there were other dogs that like chased them off, and these two were like, "Oh, our people will save us. Let's go with them."
I'm sure they do this like all the time, but I don't think they're gonna be able to keep up.
We pedaled up and over the mountain to get to Hierve el Agua.
We went there first, and there were a lot of people and a lot of like people selling things, and apparently you can camp there, but you have to camp in kind of a bad spot in the middle of the parking lot.
So we decided to go just down the road to some other smaller pools, which are basically an old man's version of a Zen garden, and he lets people camp there for a pretty small price, and it's really quite amazing.
It's really cool. Look how cool they are. Get this little pool. Oh, the water is coming out of the ground.
He just gave us a tour, pointing out all the like little cactus and the things that he's planted here, and it's just a really cool landscape.
Yeah, and there's nobody around. We're the only ones here. My bike just fell over.
That'll happen. There's some footprints with some sliding on the bottom there, so just take that as a warning. Whoop, yep. It's all like travertine pools in miniature.
Yeah. Oh, it's actually kind of nice. Wow. So before we go up and over the hill, we are actually going back to the more commercial, more famous site. Yesterday when we came through here, we got here in the afternoon, popped our head in, and we were like, nope, too many people.
Now this morning, there's like hardly anyone here, and we're gonna go take a quick peek at the Travertine pools and then head back up to our bikes to get moving.
Yeah, we stashed them in a little... It looks like there used to be infrastructure here, and then it just sort of fell apart and nobody uses it anymore. So in one of the places that isn't getting used, we stashed our bikes. The abyss. Well, that was really cool. I'm glad we came back.
It was definitely worth the stop.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to get back to Mitla and be able to explore the archaeological site and learn a little bit more there. Just one giant climb between us and that.
Unfortunately, things weren't going to be that easy. The frame itself is broken. Like
The eyelet.
the eyelet. The eyelet that holds the rack on.
This is why you always bring zip ties.
I don't know what happened. It might have happened when the bike fell over last night where we were camping. But it might also be user error. So right now we're just trying to make it so that we can get back up and over the mountain. It was user error. If you're a savvier bike tech than I am, you might be yelling at the screen right now that I used the eyelet meant for a fender to attach my rack. I'm honestly surprised it made it this far. Anyway, fully zip-tied up, our tired legs carry us up the mountain. Although halfway up, we find a surprise. Chris found something very exciting.
It's the most important part of any first aid kit, emergency via. And yes, it's cold, but honestly, I think it's better that way.
All right, we're coffee powered. Let's go! That is more energy than I actually feel right now. So the mic on the GoPro stopped working for a sec, probably also user error, but this is us trying to explain that we hadn't realized how undercaffeinated we had been this whole trip until this via.
Apparently the local coffee and Nescafe we had been living off of hadn't been cutting it. After this via, we not only got up the climb in record time, but we also solved all of the world's problems.
Unfortunately, with the malfunctioning mic, all the solutions are lost to time. Anyway, I also have a very important announcement. It's important for me to let everyone know the bananas are gross. They're not good.
Also, for the record, I do enjoy bananas.
They're so slimy and like pasty, and the flavor isn't good.
Give me that. Quit complaining.
I hate them. Come at me in the comments if you're team banana. Well, we made it to the top. That's our last big climb of this trip.
And it actually felt pretty good. I mean, we pushed a fair amount, but I didn't ever want to die.
Yeah, I think the coffee helped. But now we're going down this hill, and I'm a little nervous about my rack.
We should go maybe just until this first switchback.
Yeah, okay.
To make sure nothing is breaking.
Okay. Repair check. Looks like everything's good. The fix holds for now, so we head on to the Mitla archaeological site. Mitla, along with the nearby Monte Alban, are the most famous sites in this valley, but they're not the oldest by a long shot.
Somewhere in these cliffs is a cave that holds the first evidence of agriculture in the Americas. There, scientists found seeds from a domesticated squash.
Later, local groups learned to domesticate corn, beans, chilies, avocados, and tomatoes, among other things. So we stop at a restaurant to enjoy some of these truly local foods before exploring the site. This is some local herb that tastes kind of minty. And then this is the bean of a wahe tree, which is what Oaxaca is named after. They kind of taste like pumpkins. And those are chile rellenos, which are the best. Then it's off to the archaeological site.
Potentially inhabited as early as 900 BCE, by 900 CE, Mitla had become the most important religious center in the area. To the local Zapotec people, this place was a gateway between the living world and the world of the dead.
If you were a noble, you could be buried here, and you would become one of the cloud people, who could cosmically intervene on behalf of the living. Mitla, which was called Lioba, or Place of Rest by the Zapotecs, was the religious counterpart to Monte Alban, the most prominent Zapotec site in the valley and the center of the Zapotecs' ruling class.
We visited Monte Alban a few days later, and the two could not be more different. Where Monte Alban is all grandiose pyramids and vast open areas high on a ridgetop, Mitla lies at the bottom of a valley, close to the underworld.
Its enclosed spaces hold intricate stone fretwork not found on any other site in Mexico. This fretwork, called greca by the Spanish because of its similarities to the Greek key, is believed to hold symbolic meaning, although that meaning is lost to time. Those stairs are so steep.
It's like doing the Stairmaster, getting a workout with every step. The doorways are small and the stairs are tall. Mitla was still operating as the main religious center for the Zapotec culture when the Spanish arrived in the 1520s. In 1553, the Catholic Church ordered the destruction of the site.
Much of the stone was used in the Church of San Pablo, which was built on top of the underground chamber believed to be the home of the Lord and Lady of the Underworld.
In doing so, the church hoped to contain the devil, while also forcibly replacing the local religion with Catholicism.
They were mostly successful in the latter, as many Zapotecs today practice Roman Catholicism, although they retain some elements of their traditional beliefs, such as burying their dead with valuables. Thank you. Yum.
Back on the road.
Okay, we're heading out of Mitla for the last time. Sad. I like this town. It's 2 p.m. and we've got a cool 22 miles to get to our hotel. And on any other day of this trip, that would be like almost our entire day. But we're banking on a tailwind and a slight downhill. It's just blowing us along.
This looks good as long as we can get across whatever's going on ahead. Nope.
Okay. Huh.
We'll find our own way around.
Yeah, probably over there. Our next stop is the town of Tlacolula, which is known for its giant market.
We'd love a treat, and we've heard that it's possible to take bikes into the market. But when we get there, we're a little intimidated by the chaos outside the door.
Inside, it's not nearly as busy as we expected, and someone comes up to help us immediately.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Is there somewhere to buy tehate here?
Yeah, I can show you.
Ah.
Like cinnamon, cacao, and
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah.
Buenas tardes.
Nada más uno o dos.
Sí. Do you want one?
Sure. Like, I live here in Tlacolula, so I just go over there and study
Okay.
Where
in
do-
California.
In California.
Yep.
Thank you for helping us.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
for
It was
the
good to meet you.
tehate.
Mucho gusto. Of course.
Thank you.
Hey Chris, where are we going next?
We're going to a little town that's known for making wicker baskets.
Whisker baskets.
Whisker baskets.
Baskets of wicker.
I assume there are a lot of kittens.
We searched this town for a while until we finally find a wicker shop out by the highway. Now I'm obsessed with wicker accents, and it's probably a good thing we don't have room to carry huge souvenirs on the bike.
Then it's off to our hotel. But this isn't any old hotel.
So we're in the town of Teotitlán. This town is known for
Rugs, it's woven.
weaving. There's a bunch of families who have lived here forever, and that is their craft. And so the hotel that we're at is owned by a guy from one of these families, and he has this like incredible knowledge of natural dyes.
He gave us a mini course, an introduction to all of the different colors that you can make with the different natural dyes and the sources of those dyes, and it's really cool.
Yeah, and he also let me put a little bit into one of his rugs, which was really cool.
On a giant loom.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I like that part. Anyway, we are just here now in the rug workshop, so we get to like look at all the things and
Pick out our favorite rug. Maybe.
maybe.
Well, that's a dirty screen. I think I washed my shirt today. Hi! So we've left our hotel and we weren't able to get out of there without buying a rug.
He was still hand knotting the edges of it.
So he's going to bring it to our hotel in Oaxaca later this evening. But right now we're headed into town where pretty much everyone else makes rugs as well. We'll see if we get a chance to look into any other workshops.
Apparently it was too early for any of the rug workshops to be open, but we did stumble upon the street market. We're just sitting here on the edge of the market, watching the masses. And everybody's buying their food and their fruit and their meat and their live chickens, and it's just beautiful.
Besides making it back to Oaxaca, our main goal today is to see the massive Tule Tree.
It has the widest circumference of any tree in the world. So that's where we're heading. But first, a stop at a seldom visited ancient site along the way. Hey Chris, where are we?
I think it's called Dianzu.
Dainsu?
Dainzu, an archaeological site. It was a village that's older than Monte Alban, which is the most famous archaeological site in Oaxaca. And this was a older and a contemporary of that site. And there's no one here.
Like literally no one.
There's someone chopping firewood down the hill. That's about it.
Also, there's a hole. Should we go in it?
This is the end right here, but the light is from that vent.
That's really cool.
Such nice ceilings.
Dainsu has quite a few stone carvings decorating the walls of the city. Monte Alban has these carvings too, but while up on the hilltop they depict vanquished rulers and enemies, the figures at Dainsu are mostly ball players.
The ancient ball game played in these courts was common throughout Central America. We no longer know exactly how it was played, but most believe a heavy rubber ball was struck with the hips, and the goal was to keep the ball in play as long as possible.
When the Spanish arrived in the Americas, they had never seen rubber, or really anything with much elasticity, and they were amazed by the substance that bounced so high when it hit the ground. This is the first place that I have felt the people.
That there'd be like activity
Yeah.
and some sort of game happening here. Orange?
Orange.
Orange, glad I didn't say banana.
Yes.
Este es verde de espinazo. Este es coloradito que se pasa con enchiladas.
Ah, sí. ¿Y qué es eso?
Este es verde de espinazo que va con este. Y con verduras.
Oh, ok. Con verduras.
Sí.
¿Y este es carne de res?
Puerco.
De
Este es
puerco.
espinazo de puerco.
Ah,
Y va
espina.
con
Oh,
verdura.
entiendo.
¿Qué es
Oh,
este? Aquí está la verdura.
beautiful.
I love Oaxaca cheese and fresh tortillas.
So, about this tree. Nobody really knows how old it is, but estimates are between 1,000 and like 3,000 years old. Local knowledge says about 1,400, which is also the best scientific guess. So,
Crazy.
probably about that. And yeah, as lovers of big trees, we're excited.
I want to go see this thing.
Oh, that's a big tree.
It's like a whole forest.
It's so big. After the Tule Tree, we follow a much appreciated bike path through the city to our hotel. But when we arrive, we realize that we lost a team member. Poco de Gallo joined us on day 2, rode all over the bumpy backroads of Oaxaca, and left us somewhere around the Tule Tree.
R.I.P. Poco. You were a good Poco.
When we set out on this trip, Oaxaca was a blank page in our book. Now, in our minds, it's filled with so many amazing and hard experiences.
We hope you've enjoyed coming along for the ride.
See you in the next one.
Almost forgot you.